can share my screen. Okay, how do we, you can see the thing? Okay, do we usually like just go from the bottom? Anything to say on the distribution spec? Looks like.
I think that one's ready to be merged. I don't have obviously the power to do that, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I'll do it.
That.
I got it up.
And build image artifact as waiting on Steven. He requested changes. It looks like changes were made. Anything to do? Should we ping Steven?
Yeah, I could ping him outside of this meeting and hopefully get him to merge it as he approves it. I think he's the only one pending. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm skipping over draft.
Yeah, I did want to mention that one. So that's a draft, like definitely probably not ready to merge as is, but I want some early feedback on the direction. I'm happy to do all the rewriting and stuff as necessary, but yeah, I don't feel comfortable doing it in a vacuum. So
yeah, I did want to mention because we had sort of talked about having the proof of concept sort of evolve alongside the spec changes. There has been some conversation with Charles about that. I feel like
I've been following that thread a little bit. Yeah.
At this point, I'm just hoping that like a synchronous discussion can take place. I think that might help eliminate some of the uncertainty, or at least focus us on the most important places for exploration.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Is that an action item that someone's taking on to schedule?
I'm trying, so stay tuned, but I guess that shouldn't block review of this draft, right? Okay, so the next one was platform support for SBOM. I think that is awaiting, it's undergone some changes, but so I re-requested it. I'm sorry, just because it evolved quite a bit. Just regard to the namings of things. So if everyone could please take a look. I don't know if there's anything more to say. I think the same is true for the build pack one, which looks like needs some fixing of DCO. Okay. Again, please review. Distribution spec runtime base image. Anything to say about this one?
Sorry, wrong window. I believe the updates have been made, so I have to review it myself. But getting more eyes on it would be greatly appreciated here as well.
Can we just get like a quick overview about what this is?
So in general, what we're doing is we're reverse engineering essentially the builder spec into distributable components, right? And so when we talk about distributing build packs, distributing the life cycle, the build image, and the run image, we want to spec those out independently and then be able to say, okay, so if you talk about all these independent things, then this is what a builder is. It's the composition of all these other pieces. The run image is obviously kind of the exception to that, but it is something that we're speccing out as part of as this effort to consider this what's called distribution V3, right? Distribution spec V3. Did that give you enough, Anthony? Or
Oh yeah, that was good.
Right, so this one is awaiting eyes, and I assume is this like the unification of all the other stuff?
correct? Yes. So I haven't even looked at this one, so I'll have to take a look.
Okay. I guess with that, we should move on to spec release planning. I wanted to bring up the Build Pack 07 and Platform 08 milestones, which I think are currently containing a bunch of stuff that we don't actually want to ship in Build Pack 07. So I guess just as a quick recap, we did ship a lifecycle release candidate last week that had support for the SBOM track of work. And I'm asking that we remove things that don't pertain to SBOM from Build Pack 07 and Platform 08 so that we can ship those APIs and cut a real life cycle to enable people to use this feature. Are there any objections? Do I have the power to just move these to the next milestone? Can I do that?
Practically, you do. I wouldn't exert that power without more of a quorum of the core team to do it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe and I are okay, but maybe just something async in the leadership channel to make sure that at least somebody else says yes. Sorry, I spoke for Joe there. Joe, are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll reach out in the channel, and I guess if we have alignment on that, we now have a shiny documented release process that I can try to drive forward for those two. So I guess I kind of jumped ahead and brought up Build Pack 07, Platform 08, but are there other APIs we should be discussing? What are the milestones?
Does the SBOM, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll throw it on here. Does the SBOM in association with the runtime base image, is that something that we anticipate trying to get in as well in the short term? And would that go into the distribution 03 spec?
I can speak to that. That was certainly my intention when I brought it up a couple weeks ago, but it's looking just from working group discussion that there's a little bit more to hash out. I don't want to hold the next, whatever the next thing shipping for that. Would it go into the distribution spec that you just taught me about, like right now in this meeting? Yes, I think that's the appropriate play. I don't know if we want to wait or sort of gate it for that first spec to come out first, but I think that's sort of the appropriate place for that kind of SBOM metadata stuff.
Okay, cool. I might talk to you asynchronously about some of the timeline for that, because I know I've mentioned it in the past, but the individual working on this, he's a mentee, and I think his time is kind of, is capped at some point. So we might just want to try to figure out the logistics there.
Anything else for spec release planning? If not, we can move to outstanding RFCs. Do we go through them one by one from the bottom? Is that the way? Okay, I want to say this is still blocked. Nothing changed from last week. This is still blocked on the spike. Anything for support Docker files? Beyond.
Well, why is this not an FCP? Is it? I thought this was essentially wrapped up.
Let's see. It needs.
It's like Terrence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was,
it's missing.
And
well, I would like to see whatever Javier's comments are addressed to.
I guess Steven doesn't approve his own RFC, right?
Right. So it's really just Terrence. He's
Implicit
on
approval.
yeah, he's on vacation this week. So as long as it's not blocking anything, I think it's just procedural and doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, I think like the way we've treated this in the past is you are an affirmative vote on your own RFCs. So when it comes to doing the math for approval, I believe he counts as done.
So you're saying we should put it in FCP?
Yeah, with Terrence being out, does that still meet the quorum for FCP?
Yeah, it does technically. I just want to make sure. I'm trying to think. Yeah, he's going to be out through Thanksgiving. I just want to make sure that he does have a chance to chime in on it in the FCP period if he needs to. But
What's our position on Emily's vote in this one? It is not a green check. Did she imply a green check? Because I believe either Emily or Terrence has to vote yes for this to be FCP.
I'm not sure how we're dealing with Emily's votes, so it's fine. I think it's not blocking anybody. I'd say we just wait until.
Yeah.
So I guess we've done what we can. This is an FCP. Closing when?
Today, I think.
May.
I'll let it go through today. I'll do it tomorrow morning. But I don't think we need more discussion on it.
And that's assigned. Is it so? Terrence is the and you'll do it in his stead. System build packs.
Oh yeah, I'll put this on the schedule for tomorrow because I'd like to get this through so that we can do the and Natalie, we talked a little bit about this, do the removal of shell logic from implementation or from lifecycle at the same time as introducing the same behaviors in a system build pack. So
let's just add that as a note. No. Talk about, okay, and now additional exportable layers. What was the status on that? This blocked or? This was yours, Sam. What did we say?
That's still on me. I think I will get to it after this whole response is done.
Sure. Project Tomo converter. Just had some conversation recently. Where did we land on that?
I think I was left to do some review or proposals on a more strict contract, but I think in general, I'm okay with the idea and we could hash those out during the specking part.
Okay. So this just needs votes, I guess? Okay. Is there anyone I can, so let's,
Everybody who can vote has voted.
all right. Maybe it's just since this, is this the first one that we said just needs votes? Maybe we could just advertise it to Terrence and Stephen who are on vacation tomorrow, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, never mind. All right. Anthony, this is yours.
Yeah, we're still in progress, still hashing out some things, still getting through impasses. I did want to coax a little bit of sympathy for this one. Just, this isn't really, this isn't just an Anthony thing. I can tell you that the Paquetto folks are eagerly awaiting the fallout of this RC. So looking forward to discussing some more.
Do you want to put it on the agenda?
Sure. I believe someone already did put it on, but oh no, they didn't. Yes, I will.
And there. And then two more. Images table. In Project Tomo. Does this need?
Yeah, these folks aren't going to be able to make the working group or sync meetings, so they asked to do this async. But I think we have some comments on there, so I don't know if they responded, but just we should remind ourselves to engage because it's not going to come up in working group.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Pactom.
Yeah, I'd like to start some discussion on this one. This is essentially a straw man. I wanted to put something out there so that people could rip it to shreds and we'd end up with something better or all agree on it or whatever. So, but I think we just need to start somewhere because we're going in circles talking about it. So we need something concrete.
Should we
Sorry,
put it
where
on?
were we? When
Sorry,
were
go
we talking about this? What is it exactly?
The
It's
core
presented.
team leadership team it's come up in several of our
Okay.
meetings, but just not in a very structured conversation or anything.
Do you want to add that to the working group?
Yeah, I think I put it in the doc, so I'll just indent it. Yep.
Oh, got it. Awesome.
So we have reached the end of our agenda. Is there anything else anyone would like to bring up?
Sure. I'll bring this up here just because I don't think it's worth working group time. I did make a PR to the RFC's repo for basically finishing up the add status labels story, right? The task to actually add status labels to the RFCs. If you have some time, I was just thinking it'd be nice if someone could peruse them and make sure like appropriate statuses are there. I know some things might be on hold, but I don't necessarily have the context to like be sure about the status of a particular RFC. So that's just about it. Just make sure some statuses make sense, and I'll do it too. But if someone else could do it faster than me, it would just want some eyes on it. That's all.
Thanks, Anthony. 97 files change. Anything else for this meeting? Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.